I think we should start our class, but I can see there's still some students who haven't joined our class. Usually, your lecturer will wait for them, or they just continue if some students are not here. Because I think Alvin is not here. Yeah, Alvin is not here. At most 5 minutes after class start. Yeah. So I think we wait for him first to join the class. We will start at 9 5 minutes. Mm. Ah, I think everyone is already here. The all calendar is okay. I will remove later. But I think since everyone here already, I'll start the class. For this course, this is a research method, right? So, okay, for research method, so before we start our class, I want you to know, since you guys are in your second and your third year of your study, do you have a final year project on your final year of study? Any of you? Uh, yes, my diploma have. Oh, so I think some of you already familiar with, but for your FYP, you need to write the thesis, right, Alvin? Do you write thesis for your for final year project? No. Oh, okay. So never mind. So, okay. So for these courses, you will study about research method. Basically, these courses will teach you or will explain to you how you're going to conduct your research and how you're going to um, perform your research. So you will learn about the process of the research and then the method that involved for your research. And then you're going to learn too on how to write a journal or article. Later I will explain what is journal and article. So for this course, um, because we have a class, I have a class with you for other courses. For this research method, you will have a test and assignment. So the distribution of the mark I will share with you later, but I want to inform you there will be assignment and will be test to evaluate you. So let's move to the okay. So the first the first For this first week, for the first lecture, I need to cover the just now. I want to cover. Yeah, for this class, since we will combine the lecture and the practical, we have class until 12 p.m. today. So for the first lecture, I will give you introduction and the overview, what is research. And then in the practical, later we will learn how to use this Mendeley and Microsoft Word. Okay, Mendeley and Microsoft Word. That one is for practical. For now, we start our lecture first. Okay, so for the first lecture, you will learn what is the concept of the research, step in conducting research, because I think there are 5 or 6 steps in conducting research, and then you need to understand or you need to know how or why you need to conduct the research or what is the purpose of the research, why you need to conduct your research. And then I will explain to you what is the type of research, because if I'm not mistaken, there are 6 to 5 type of research, and then the concept of the framework of research. So, okay, first, how are university ranking are determined? Basically, there are many university in the world, even in Malaysia. There are many public and private university in Malaysia. So one of the method or one of the criteria that they use to rank this university is through research. So if I'm not mistaken, the world ranking university for research is the top 3 usually university from Oxford, Stanford, and MIT. If I'm not mistaken, that are the top 3 research university in world. Actually, there's research university or known as RU in Malaysia. For public university. We have 4. Yeah, I think we have 4 public university in Malaysia that RU Research University. I think it's UPM, University Putra Malaysia, University Kebangsaan Malaysia, University Sains Malaysia, and University Technology Malaysia. But that doesn't mean that other university like UMS or Unimas or other university, public university or even private university, they still have research, but these 4 public research university I mentioned just now is they have a significant research to the research contribution. So one of the method to rank the university is based on the research. Okay, how university ranking are determined. So this ranking here is not the updated one, but usually you can see this, the name is still the same. MIT, Stanford, Harvard, they will conquer the rank on the top 3 for research university. So yeah, this is the criteria that I said just now, how the university are ranked. There are five. There are 5 and 6. I do not know how they. I myself not sure how they rank the university. But one of the criteria is the research. Yeah, is we focus on the highlighted one. Highlighted one here is research, volume, income, and reputation. This is the how many for one university how many research they can conduct in a, I think in a year they will the how many research the university can conduct within a year. And then the citation, they will evaluate your ranking from the citation of research influence. Citation is let's say when I do a research, let's say when I do a research or I write a journal, the writer of the journal and the researcher is me. So if other researcher want to use my output or my result from from my research, they need to cite my name, which is they will give like a credit to me and my university in their research. That one is citation. That means you give credit or you use other work in your, it's not other work, like you take something from the research to complete your research. That is citation. And then this one here is citation per faculty from Scopus. Okay, Scopus is a database. Scopus is a place or database where there have a collection of paper, and they classify the paper based on the, I think, yeah, it's faculty. It's like they have paper from, for example, for computer science, they have paper for AI, artificial intelligence. They have paper for UI, user interface. So this UI and AI will be classified under computer science paper. And then let's see for other faculty or other class, the other class is like for medicine, they will have different, they will classify the paper accordingly lah, based on the class of your paper. Guys, so far, do you have any question? Or do you understand so far? What is, okay. So I move to the next. Okay, so this is how they're going to rank the university based on this criteria. So you just need to focus on this term here, like research, citation, and citation. So next is research paper. So what is research paper? I have downloaded. Okay, this is example of article or journal. This is example of article or journal. This is the example of what will you write based on your research. So this is the figure here. But okay, first I will explain what is research paper. So research paper is your honest or description of your work. That means after you already conduct your research, you will come out or you will write a research paper or journal and article. This one, the research article here based on your work, your research. And then in your research paper, usually in your research paper or your journal, usually they will contain like what is the importance of your work. That means is why you need to conduct your research first in the first place. There must be a reason why you conduct your research. What is your problem that you want to solve? That is the problem why you want to conduct your research in the first place. Before you conduct your research, you need to know what is the problem or what you want to tackle to solve in your research. And then what people have done before. Actually, when you are doing research or you're writing a journal or article, you're writing something like this, you need to read a lot of paper. You need to read a lot of paper so you know or you aware what the previous researcher is the people that conduct research. So you need to know what is the researcher or what is the scientist have done before. That's why for if you intended to pursue your study in master, yeah, in your master, you need to have passion in reading. You need to read a lot and a lot of paper. I still remember my professor. He taught me like he read thousands of paper, but at the end of his research, he only used like 100 of them. So doesn't mean when you read one paper you can use that paper. You need to find out, you need to read what is the most suitable output you can get for other paper into your paper. Well, for me, honestly, I didn't read that much. I only read like 100 of paper. Yeah, I only read like 100 of paper, not reach 1,000 yet. So for your research too, you need to know how is your work or how is your research is different. That's why in the second point here, you need to know what other have done before, because you need to find out how your work can be different with them. This one is for researcher. we use a term like novelty. Novelty is the original idea of your work. What is the different, or what is the originality of your research? For a research, you need to have a novelty, because if people already done the research, why you need to conduct the same research again? So for your work, for your research, you need to have a novelty. And then how did you do? This is the process. This is the like the method. How did you conduct your research? How did you get your result of your research? And then how is your work performed compared to what exists? This is like the same one like I said just now. How your work is different. How your work is different with the one that already exists, with the existing research, or what is your novelty? So this one you need to. That's the reason of your research. If no novelty, then why you need to do your research if people already do the research before, the same research before? So novelty is very important in research paper. Even though for example, for my PhD study, I'm doing research. So even though let's say I don't have novelty, or my work is have no different with other research that has been done before, even though I already took like, for example, 3 years, but if I have no novelty for my research, my PhD can be considered as fail. So that's why novelty is very important. So this is basically what research paper is, or what research is. And then we move to this one. Okay, this one. This one is like I said just now, this is the journal article. Same goes to this one. So after you already write your, okay, first this one, the journal or article you will write after you conduct your research. So you will write your result here in this journal and article. And then after you already conduct your research, and then you have your article or journal, usually for researcher, we will go for proceeding or conference. Proceeding or conference is like your presentation of your work, of your paper, to this group of people. Usually for conference on proceeding will be attended by many scientists or many other researcher or lecturer from various field. So not only from your computer science, yeah, not only from computer science field, there can be uh, other field like social science or different courses that will attend this proceeding. So you need to know exactly, you need to know your research and your journal so that you can explain here, because it's like presentation, so people can ask them, people can argue, or they can counter your, it's like the counter statement your research. They will ask like many questions in the proceeding. So from your the article here or your journal here, you can come out with journal. Journal is, okay, let me explain. What is different between journal and research paper? Usually for something like this one is considered as journal. For student level, because journal usually will be only the professional, like, yeah, professional like professor or those who are senior in the field will we write this journal. For research paper, usually it will be write by student, like, yeah, like student, for student, like during my degree I read a research paper based on my research. So research paper is mostly done by the student, while journal is done by professor or senior lecturer or those who are senior in the field. So from your research paper, you can go to proceeding, and then from your proceeding too, you can uh, come up with a journal. But usually for proceeding, they will already come up with a journal here. So they will present this journal to this proceeding actually. And then, okay, this is the concept of research, or the process of research. There are, yeah, like I said just now, 5 or 6 steps in doing research. The first one is addressing problem. Okay, before you conduct your research, you need to know actually, or you need to know exactly what is your problem, why you want to conduct your research in the first place. If you don't have any issue of, or if you don't have any strong problem, why you want to conduct your research. And then that one is the in the first phase of your concept or first phase of your process. You need to know what is your problem or what you want to solve. For example, for example, let's take my master research. For my master, I developed a mobile application for I developed a mobile application for learning application for children. So learning application for children is not new. I mean, like you can go to Google Play Store and you can Google for some application, but I need to find what is the existing problem with the current current application. So for my research, I come out with an application that use gamification. So I apply the gamification element into my learning application, and I use Bahasa Kadazan Dusun for my application. So my application that I developed is the novelty of my research is the I use the Bahasa Kadazan Dusun and the gamification for my learning application. So that's the problem because I found out that there are rare. It's not rare. I mean there are only like a few not established application using Kadazan Dusun language. So that was the problem. And then you need to um, hypothesis. You will go to hypothesis. Hypothesis is something that you want to justify through your research. For example, for my research, like I said just now, I use gamification element. So I need to justify the element can help the student to engage with the learning application. Never mind if you still don't understand what is hypothesis, we will go through it later. But for hypothesis, you need to justify if your hypothesis is accepted or rejected at the end of your research. Your hypothesis can be accepted and rejected. It's not a problem if your hypothesis is rejected, but you need to justify why your hypothesis is rejected. And then next we will go to data collection. Data collection is uh, data collection. You need to collect data for your research, and then after you get your data, you need to process your data to come out with a result from your data. And then after you already analyze, you need to conclude them. You need to do a conclusion. You need to provide a solution, or if you are using any mathematical equation, you need to write a theoretical formulation. Usually in the conclusion, for some research, they will provide like what is the weakness, what is the weakness of their research. So the other researcher can read the paper and then the other researcher can come out with a new research to solve their problem. That one can be considered as research too because they solve the problem of other researcher. And then, so far guys, do you have any question? The process or anything?
No.
Okay. And then, mm, so this is basically the concept or the process of your research. And then next, we will move to, I think this is just like an explanation. Okay. For your research, you need to, I don't understand what is it mean by creative, but I think from my perspective, creative is something like you need to know or you need to, for example, just now I said the term novelty. Novelty is something different or something that haven't been done before. So you need to be creative to solve the problem. I think that's the main creative. You need to be different. Your research, yeah, your research need to be different with other research. And then here, systematic. I think the diagram here is show. Oh, this is the process. This is the process of your research. You need to be systematic for your research. That means you cannot skip. You cannot skip from. We go back to the previous slide. You cannot skip your phase here. Like you need. You want to justify. For example, you come up with hypothesis first, and then only you go back to your problem. You need to be systematic. That means you need to follow the flow of research. You need to follow the process step by step for your research to come out with a good research output. Okay, and then research is a stock of knowledge. This is the one that I said just now. You need to read a lot and a lot of paper. You need to understand a lot of research that related to your research, and then here establish or confirm fact. I think this is you guys already know this, confirm facts. That means even though when you're doing your assignment, you need to use a valid resources. You cannot simply take out any information or any fact that randomly read out on the internet. So you need to use the established and confirm fact with a strong system. You need to use the sources with that already verified with valid, with valid resources. And then the second one, you need to reaffirm the result of the previous work. Reaffirm here is mean that you need to know exactly. You need to know exactly what the previous work or what the previous researcher has been done, because, or in other words, you need to know exactly and precisely what the research uh, what the researcher has been done in the previous research. Because if you are still, you do not have the clear idea how you're going to propose a new idea. If you do not understand what is going on, or you do not have any idea what is the problem, how can you come out with a new solution, or how can you come out with the novelty of your work? That's mean you need to have a strong understanding of other research. That one is the reaffirm of the results, and then this one is solve new or existing problem. This is for new and existing problem. This one is, I can see this is two different type of research. For research, you can have a new research, or you can solve existing in your whatever existing problem. This one I will explain later what is the difference between new research and existing research, or support theorems. This is the, like in the previous page, I think I said if you have any mathematical formulation, you need to support, or if you have output that you can support your, if you have output or mathematical formula that you can use to support your outcome or your result, you can write them in your conclusion part. Develop new theories. Actually, when you're doing research, not necessary you develop new theories. Sometimes you can just like new theories. New theories is like hypothesis, that the part that I said just now, your hypothesis can be accepted or can be rejected. That means your hypothesis is something that you want to prove. In your research. So doesn't mean when your research hypothesis is rejected, then your research is failed. There's no such thing, even though your hypothesis is already rejected. So in research doesn't mean that you need to come out with a new theories, but you need to justify why there are no theories provided, or why your hypothesis previously rejected. You need to justify your outcome. And then this is the step, like I said just now, this is the step to conduct your research. Basically, there are seven steps, usually 6 to 7 steps. Okay, the first one, is here. Define the research problem. This is the part where you need to understand, to identify what is your current problem or what is the problem that you want to solve. So it's very important in your research to define exactly what is your problem. And then after your problem, usually for research paper, this is like uh, for research paper for my for this is for research paper, usually you will for your research, you need to write a thesis. Thesis is it's like a book of your research. You need to come out with a thesis. For my degree study, I have a thesis. I think my thesis is around 100 to 150 pages. I don't remember, but for the researcher, right, it's very crucial for this literature part. Literature or LR, we call it as LR, can take, usually in the thesis, they will take one chapter, which is chapter 2. Usually in your first chapter, you will write what is your problem of your statement, what is your objective of your research, or the method that you want to use is in the first chapter. And then for the second chapter is the LR. LR usually will take, yeah, LR will contribute a lot to your research. For um, for researcher, right? It's very or it's crucial on this part too because you will explain everything. You will explain the, for example, you want to conduct a research and then, like I said just now, you need to do a lot of reading. So all of your reading, you will conclude here in the literature part, in the LR part. So this LR will include the your conclusion of other research paper that you read. And then in this LR2, you can find out actually what is the um, what is your existing or what is the previous work that has been done. So this LR part is very crucial. And then this is the third part, hypothesis. Hypothesis is something that you want to prove. So after you already read the previous work, after you already read the previous work from the LR or research paper, you will come out with a hypothesis. Hypothesis is something that you think that can solve your problem. For example, my learning application, I think that my learning application, my hypothesis was the gamification can increase the engagement. So what I want to prove in my research is the use of game in the learning application can increase the engagement of student. And then after you already come up with your hypothesis, you go to research design. Research design is like you design your overall research, how you want to conduct your research, what method will be used to collect data, or how you're going to analyze the data. Basically, this step where you will use the diagram, use the any DFD, ERD, or any diagram that to show what is your flow of your research or how it will conducted. If you're doing research on a system, this is where you will include the UML diagram or any diagram that can help or have significant with your research. And then after you design, you will collect the data. You go to, for example, data collection can involve like interview, observation, or questionnaire. So there are many type of data collection method. And then after you get the data, you need to process. This is obviously after you get the data, you still need to process the data. You need to test if the hypothesis is, um, this is where the process analyze data, data analyzing. You need to check back if your data or your, after actually, no, actually after you get the data, you will process. After you process the data, it will come out with a result. The result. So result is the output from the data. So this is where you will check back if your result is, no, I mean based on your result, you can check if your hypothesis can be accepted or rejected. So that's mean this is where you need to justify or where you need to state why your hypothesis is accepted or why your hypothesis is rejected. If your hypothesis is accepted, you can show it from the data or show it from the result. But if your hypothesis is rejected, you need to clarify or you need to justify why your hypothesis is rejected. But it's still okay if your hypothesis is rejected. Many research has re- reject their hypothesis. And then the last part is the usually the conclusion, interpret and report. So interpret and report is where you need to write the conclusion of your data, of your result, or you need to state here if your hypothesis is accepted or rejected. That part should be on the conclusion part, on your last part for your research. So here down here is feedback, have some controls, some controls, make some revision function pending criteria of evaluation, FF, F. Well, honestly, I don't understand this part, FF and FF here, but overall, that's how you're going to conduct your research. That's the flow, or that's the step to conduct your research. Helps in controlling the subsystem to which is transmitted, FF. Subdivision function from the criteria, FF. Yeah, I'm not sure about this part, but I think that's the important part is for you to understand what is the step or what is the flow of your research. This one is, oh, okay. This one is the research, the impact of Facebook usage on academic performance. Okay, I think this research is the problem of the research. Why the research has been done is because the they are what's it? They are, let me think. I know I can tell what is the hypothesis from this research. The first, I think the problem of this research is the performance of student, the academic performance of the academic performance of student is decreased. So the researcher wants to find out why is the academic performance of the student is decreased. So this one too from the title here, if you're familiar with research, you can identify what is the hypothesis. So the hypothesis of this research is the Facebook has negative impact on the performance. But that one is never mind because you're still new. So first, this is the first step, define research problem. Okay, so the researcher want to identify why there are decrease in the performance of the student. And then they conduct the LR, conduct the literature review where they go for research or they go to the previous research to get data, and then they'll formulate the hypothesis. Yeah, like I said just now, this is the hypothesis. From the title, you can see, you can guess what the researcher want to justify. So here, the researcher want to justify that there's negative relationship between Facebook usage and academic performance. So the researcher or this research wants to justify that the Facebook bring negative impact to the student performance. That is what they want to prove for this research. So that is their hypothesis. And yeah, for your information, when you're doing research, let's say you already come out with a title of your research. Your title of your research can be changed. Yeah, your title can be changed uh, during you do your research, because sometimes you need to come up with a more suitable title for your research. So the research can be changed, no problem on that. And then the next part is design research. This is the part where the researcher will design how they want to conduct research to see what is the impact of Facebook on the student performance, and then they will go for data collection. For this research, I think the researcher will go to ask student about their Facebook use, their Facebook use. Yeah, how the student use the Facebook, or how long the student will use the Facebook, or yeah, how long the student will use the Facebook in a day, and then what they will always know. Yeah, usually something like they will ask the student how long they will use the Facebook, and then after they get the data, they will analyze the data. They will see if the hypothesis that they already state here in early of the research is accepted or not. So for example here, this is the data that the researcher get from the student. This is all you can see, like B is beta is ECR. This is mm, all the term, but I don't think you guys need to know this because this is more to data analyzing. I'm also not familiar with this kind of data research, data result, because different research can come out with different data result. So the hypothesis here, or this is the result. So the user use the pastime to use Facebook, and then on the relax or use Facebook, use Facebook, use Facebook, use Facebook. So the conclusion here, most of the time of student they will use Facebook. They will use Facebook. That's why this statement of this hypothesis is accepted, because from the result here, it's that the student use most of their time on Facebook. Yeah, so this hypothesis is accepted. This is how you should present your data, why your hypothesis is accepted or why your hypothesis is rejected. And then this is the result. This is the conclusion part of your research. In the conclusion part, like I said just now, usually the researcher will write the output or the final result of the research. For example, here it's said here that the relationship between the use of Facebook is positive and significant. That means it's the researcher state again the use of Facebook performance and significant Facebook, and the relation is positive. Oh, that means that's true that the use of Facebook is bring negative impact on the student performance. For this data, I'm not sure. I'm not sure here. While socialization. But basically, this part here wants to state that that's true. The use of Facebook brings impact on the student performance. Okay, then guys, do you have any question? Okay, I'll just move.
No.
I just move. Yeah, this one just now. Okay, this is where we stop. So this is the conclusion part. So this is another sample of research title. As you can see here, they're still using the same flow, the same process, the same phase of research like this now. Basically, this is how you're going to conduct your research. But in this example, they're using brain tumor classification. Okay, first, um, well, honestly, I'm not familiar with medical research because I'm not in the field. So I do not know what is the problem or I do not know how to interpret this image. I do not know how to interpret this image. So I do not know what is the problem with this image. But yeah, I do not know what is the problem with this image. So this is the problem that the researcher or the scientist want to tackle. So this is the problem, which I'm not sure what's the problem. And then they're going for LR, literature review. They're going to read again other previous work. And then you need to hypothesis. You need to come up with hypothesis first. Here, after you already go for LR, hypothesis. And then this is your design, your research design. This is an example how the research going to be conducted. First one is data acquisition, pre-processing, brain tumor. I think actually this image is not important because this is the process on how he going to conduct or he's going to design his research for this particular research. Since we are not familiar, me myself, I'm not familiar with the process of how you're going to test for brain tumor. So basically, this is where you design your research, and then you go for data collection, and then again, your experiment and evaluation is where you're going to analyze your data to come out with a result or output. And then the last part is interpret and report. Oh, I think from this slide here, from the example here, the hypothesis is rejected. Whatever, that means whatever the researcher want to justify is rejected based on the result here. So interpret and report, so the hypothesis is rejected. And then the researcher need to clarify or need to explain why the hypothesis here is rejected. Yeah, I'm not familiar with brain tumor. I'm not familiar with medical research, so I'm not sure. But basically, this is the process. This is basically like I said just now. You will have assignment, but for assignment, I will come back to you later. So we skip this part first. Okay. This is the one that I said in the earlier of our class just now. There are a few type of research. Here is pure research, applied research. This one I will explain to you guys later one by one. This basically there are a few types of research. But actually when you're doing like for my PhD, yeah, for my PhD, because when you're doing PhD research, you need to be very specific, or you are going to do a deep study or deep research on your field or area of your research. For example, for some complex research, like my research, I'm not necessarily using one type of research. For my research, I think I combine this qualitative and quantitative research. So not necessary for any research only based on one type of research. They can combine any method or any type of research. So yeah, this is the example of type of research. The first one is pure research. Okay, pure research is, as you can read here, the pure research is something that envelop developing and testing theories and hypotheses that are intellectually challenging to the researcher. Okay, we go to the example first. Okay, first one, they want to conduct a research to measure the stress level in people. Okay, why is it considered as pure research? As you can see here from the explanation here, this is something challenging for the researcher to test or to see or to measure how stressed people is. It's like how you're going, because what we always hear is people tell them that they are stressed, but for researcher perspective is how they're going to measure how stressed they are, how stressed they are, the how stressed the respondent is. So it's quite challenging for the researcher. And then yeah, this is why they need to do is they need to develop an instrument. Instrument is like a questionnaire. Instrument is like a questionnaire for them to test the stress level. How they're going to develop a questionnaire to test the stress level. And then it's not only this part, as you can see here, intellectually challenging. Intellectually challenging is not necessary on how to on this example. Other example I can give you is yeah, COVID-19. Why I said COVID-19 can be challenging to the researcher is because I'm not really sure, I'm not really know the exact date of the start of COVID-19 issue, but I think it was back in 2019, towards the end of the year. I think around December or November. I do not know the exact date, but at that time, if any researcher want to conduct a research for COVID-19, it's quite intellectually challenging because at that time there are no previous work or no previous research that conduct the research for COVID-19. So they are like the first one or the first people or the first group of researcher that uh, conduct a research for COVID-19. So it's quite challenging for them because the issue or the case was still new back then. But then now 2020 is no longer a pure research because there are many already. There are many reference that they can see. So it's not challenging as the one that they did back in 2019. So that what is the pure research. The keyword is intellectually challenging to the researcher. And then the second one is applied. Applied research focus on solving and do I have it here? Oh, applied research is focused on solving the real life problem, and yeah, they focus on solving on the real life problem. For example, finding a specific cure for a disease. Okay, for example here, finding a specific cure for a disease. Disease can be considered as applied type of research because actually applied research is you need to solve a issue or problem for one particular like a group of people or group of your subject. For example here, finding to be precise, this example here should state something like finding a specific cure for COVID-19. Yeah, COVID-19 because it is specified to COVID-19. So that can be considered as applied. It's focused on one subject like COVID-19 or any other subject that is specific. And then the second example here, you can see is mercury poisoning affecting intellectual disorder. So they're focusing on intellectual disorder. So they're using mercury to test if this they're using this subject, they're using mercury to test if it will affect the intellectual disorder. That's mean applied research is focusing on your particular subject. Yeah, it solve real life problem. And then descriptive research is what is descriptive research? Oh, descriptive research is focusing on situation, problem, or phenomenon. Or this one they will focus on a group of like describe attitudes employee towards management. Descriptive. Huh? I'm not sure. Descriptive population, station, or phenomenon. Descriptive station problem and response problem. Descriptive. Well, I'm not really sure what is meant by descriptive research. Systematically, a situation problem. I think I never read any paper that describes a situation problem. I think for this part, I think I'm sorry, I'm not sure what is descriptive research. I'm not familiar with is descriptive research. I think you guys can Google later what is descriptive research, or I'll come back to you guys later. I cannot explain because I don't understand what is descriptive. I'll come back to you guys later. And then colorational. Colorational research is they want to see what is the relationship. Yeah, as you can read here, to discover or establish the existence of relationship between two or more aspects. That's mean they want to test, they want to see what is the relationship between technology and employment. They want to test what is the relationship between two subject. For example, another example, my mobile application. using two subject, which is um, learning application and the student. So I need to see what is the relation between this this subject. What is the relation between my learning application and then between the student? That is correlational to test the relationship of the object. And then next we go to explanatory research. This is a research where you conduct to clarify or justify your mm, for example, okay, I give you example, explanatory. Okay, so here explain why stressful living result in heart attack. Why stressful living result in heart attack? Okay, so for example here, stressful. Okay, from example here, why stressful lifestyle impact your heart or your health? In this case, they're using heart as your example. Mm, for example, they want this explanatory research is basically is a research that you conduct to explain something, or you want to, yeah, you want to explain why something happened because, how do I explain this? That means they want to explain something. They want to justify something. Why something happened because of something. That's what is explanatory result. Basically, for this, usually for this kind of research, the researcher will do like a review of other paper. That's mean they will read many paper and then they will produce with a new research paper that combine the result from the previous or other research paper, because they want to explain why situation A happened because of, how may I say this? Explain why, oh okay, why situation A happened because of reason A. So they want to justify your statement and how relationship, and they want to see what is the relationship, why the things happen, or how it can happen. So this is for explanatory. I think explanatory is quite simple because they just want to explain why, you just want to expand your statement, but obviously you still need to write research. And then exploratory. Exploratory research experiment is to explore an area where little information is known or investigate or possibility or undertaking particular. Okay, for exploratory result, this is the example. This one is this, you can use the example from the first one too, like how you want to measure the stress level in people. So the researcher need to go to how am I going to say this? The first example you can use for this exploratory research is because the researcher need to know how the they want to know why or they want to conduct a research to see the stress level of people. So for this one, this example too, they conduct a level of customer satisfaction among the patron restaurant. And then what exploratory response? Oh, exploratory research is something that you want to define something that is not clear, something that, yeah, this is, you can see where little information is known, so they want to explore for more, they want to know more, so they go for conduct research. And then this research usually done because of uh, lack of information provided, yeah, lack of information provided, so that's why they need to explore more to find out more about the research or the issue. So conduct a research to know why the level of customers, to know the level of customer satisfaction among the patron. So they don't have much information about the satisfaction of the customer, so they go for a research. That one is exploratory research because little lack of information or little information. This one type of research. This one is another type of research. This one is the, okay, type of research is how. this is another explanation. It's that you're concerned about the process you adapt to find answer of your research. That's mean your type of research can contribute how you're going to conduct your research, how you're going to find your result of your research. There are two types, is quantitative and qualitative. Sometimes, like I said just now, for complex research, you can combine these two type of research. But for some easy research, you can just use one method here, using quantitative or qualitative. So what is the difference between quantitative or qualitative research? I think from the word itself, you guys can guess the meaning of the method. For quantitative result, usually it will use numerical data, numerical data, your output or your input of your research in data form. For qualitative, it's mostly for qualitative meaning. Qualitative research usually it will bring meaning meaning to your research. Like usually your data is more in words form. It's quite different with quantitative. So that's why I said just now you can combine two or more research method. It's not necessarily one. Then we go to okay. This is framework. Mm, 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 mm. Okay. For research, you have two type of framework, which is theoretical or mm, conceptual framework. So what is the difference between these two framework? For theoretical, if you're using theoretical framework, that means you want, okay, for example here, research how the culture of a group of people influence their attitude towards the environment. So, for example here, theoretical framework is they're using existing theory, any existing theory to um, to to any existing theory to justify their or to apply to their research. For example, here as you can see, there are a few theories that here as an example. So they are going to use existing theories here into their research. So that's why here using renowned theories to carry out the research. That means you're already using the any existing theory here. That one is for theoretical framework. Theoretical framework. And then the second one is conceptual. That's how to conduct the research. For this kind of research is, um, like I said just now, pure research, the COVID-19 issue, how the researcher can conduct the research without any existing research on that time, back in 2019, where there was still no research. So they need to come out with a concept or come out with their own like idea of what is the research is going to be, how the research is going to be, or what is the idea of your research. The conceptual framework is basically from the researcher idea. They're not using any existing theory. So I think it's quite easy the difference between theoretical and conceptual. The theoretical using existing theory, while the conceptual framework is the idea of the researcher themselves. Then emotions, emotional, social. Okay, this is another example for Google Scholar. Okay, I think we can skip this part. We go to this one. By the way, this is a Google Scholar. I think you guys familiar. I'm not sure if you guys familiar with Google Scholar. If you go to Google and then you type Google Scholar, it will lead you to a database of Google where it will show you, or for example, in the Google Scholar, you type here there computer science, then it will show you what is the available data, available research, available paper or research in the Okay, so it will show you what is the available paper or research in the database. It's either in PDF form or even HTML form, but you can try to search for Google Scholar. So this is what this Google Scholar is. And then next, sample research title. Okay, this is a research title, the relationship between the Facebook emotions and the user's true feeling. Okay, I can guess what is the hypothesis of this research. So the hypothesis is something like mm, the emotions, emoticon. So the emoticon used by the user on the Facebook shows their true feeling. Yeah, shows their true feeling on or reaction on particular post or statement on Facebook. But that one is just my guessing from this title here. I'm not sure yet what is the hypothesis. So this is again your actually confused. Oh, okay. Sorry. So this is an example of your research, and then this is your assignment. I mean, this one is your assignment. What should be included in your assignment? But this one, uh, I will get back to you later because I will compile or I will like, yeah, I will tell you exactly what will be included in your assignment. Skip that part. So based on why they put this edge in the middle of this. So, so based on this research title, okay, okay, this one just now, and then we skip this part. Okay, okay. This one, no wonder. Okay, so in your research, um, in your research, oh, I know already why they put this in the middle of our lecture. Okay, basically for your research, this is the sequence of what you need to include in your research paper. The first one, basically you need to know, you will write the title and abstract, and then your research problem, research question, LR, research design, result, and your reference. This one letter is like, as you read the research journal, you will see this. You will familiarize with the content of the research. So the first one is the abstract. What is abstract? Abstract is actually like a, okay, for example, book. If you want to buy a book, usually people will go to the back or the last page of the, usually it will be at the back part of your book. Abstract is like a synopsis. So abstract is like a synopsis of your research. Usually in abstract, they will conclude the what is the problem, your problem statement of your research, your hypothesis, and the final result, your final result of your research. For example, here, oh yeah, so abstract can contribute the method to how you're going to conduct the experiment. For example, here, mm, okay, this one, the first statement here is, so in the abstract here, you can see the first statement here, the recognition until this part, recent years mm, is your problem statement, is the problem or what you want to justify. So in not only that, in your abstract, you can conclude like your problem statement, your problem research problem, and then your objective. This is the aim of this study. So this is the objective of your study, why you want to conduct your study. And then this is the data collection. Basically, abstract will show like the synopsis of your research. And this, you can see here on your last statement, this is the conclusion or the Yeah, this is the conclusion of your part. Yeah, of your research. It will state here in the abstract too. Usually, if you want to skip a paper, I won't. I'm not telling you to skip any paper. I mean, if you read more paper in the future, the first thing, obviously, you need to read paper. I mean, like if you want to find out if that paper is useful or not for your research, for me, usually I'll just read the abstract here. I'll just see if this is relevant to my research or not. Then I won't waste my time to read the whole paper. Research question. So this is a research question. Research question is question that you can come out with the a question that you can come out from the research. For example, research question, are the FB emoticons represent the user through feeling? This is from the research title just now. For a degree student, I'm not sure about TAR, but for degree student usually they will come up with 3 research questions from their research. Yeah, 3 research question. Research question is something that you want to answer through your research. And then this is to investigate, to study, to compare. Okay, this 4 statement is like the objective of your, this kind of statement usually will go to your objective. Your objective is to, what is your purpose to of yours? What is the purpose of your research? For example here, to investigate the use of Facebook on the student academic performance. That is the example of objective here. LR, like I said just now, LR is something that already done, or you take out the research from other previous work, but you need to cite them. For example, this one, the highlighted statement here is the, and then you can see number here. Number here will refer to the, in your research or in your research paper, you need to have a reference part. So this number refer to which reference that they use. They will write out a name of paper in the reference part. So this number is represent the number, the paper that they use. So this statement is taken or is concluded from this reference. So this is how you're going to write LR. This is all taken from previous work or previous research. So they conclude in the LR part. And then they need to cite others' work. This is another example of LR. This is study. I think this is, I think this is for, what's the research just now I said? This one is like if you want to compare others' work, like your research is comparing others' researcher work. So you're going this table to see their, to represent your data. But it's okay if you don't understand this part. And then material method, research design. Okay, this is where for your design, research design, you need to tell or you need to write, for example here, material and method. Okay, for example here, material and method. You need to do how your, you need to write, you need to step how you are going to conduct your research. So based on here, the data collection. So they're going to collect the data based on the popular news on Facebook, and then they're going to analyze the data. Basically, for this part, research design is something like this. They're going to tell you what is the, how you're going to conduct your research. So, like example here, analysis of correspondence between news and basic emotions. So basically here, this is how you're going to design general description of the questionnaire. So you need to know, you need to explain what is, what is the content of your questionnaire, or how you're going to design your questionnaire, and then data collection with user. You need to explain to how you're going to do the data collection. Basically, that's the research design. And then result. This is the numerical form of data that I said just now. If you have any numerical form, you can present in your data here, in your data part. For example, this is the result from the research just now, the emotion of the user. Basically, they're going to use this form of result. But I think for your degree level, you don't have to be this precise. Even for my PhD too, I don't really use this kind of data because it's depend on your research. Discussion, okay. This one, discussion and conclusion. Discussion and conclusion usually will be the last part of your research. In this, but not all the research or all the journal that you will read later will have the discussion part. Discussion part usually will tell the reader, or discussion will state what is the problem with their own research. They will state, okay, for example, the problem with the research here, the sample news of items selected for the investigation was relatively complex. So, as from this statement here, the next researcher that read this paper or read this research, they can come out with a more easy mutual mention feature. I'm not sure what is this research about, but discussion will tell the user, will tell the reader what is the problem of your research, and then the other researcher can solve or come out with another research based on your problem. And then in the conclusion part, obviously you need to write your conclusion, your overall result, and then you need to uh, you need to tell, or you need to write is your hypothesis is accepted or not. Basically, you need to justify your research on the conclusion part. But not all the paper will have discussion part. Discussion, yeah, discussion is like to tell what is the future work can be done based on their research paper. Then for lecture part, I think I already cover for this first. Hmm, I think because we have until 12 p.m. class. So, wait, wait, let me find something. Mentally Microsoft. Outline research method. Okay, so okay, we already finished our lecture for today, but yeah, for the first week, basically the lecture just now is introduction and overview of research. That was just like overview of research, and then later we will have a practical, practical that I will teach you guys on how to use Mendeley. Uh, but guys, can we have a break? Are you guys okay if we have a break before we?
Okay.
Sure.
But wait, guys. But I think our break will be quite long because I need to. I think is it okay if we have like 30-minute break because I need to go to clinic for swab test because I'm flying to Sabah this Sunday, so I need to do swab test. So yeah, we will. I think we will resume our class back at 11. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay then. We will resume back at 11, but I won't end this class. Yeah, I will just mute my mic. Okay, thank you guys. See you back at 11. Shift at EMC. Okay. So as you all can see, this is if you already registered through Mendeley, because for Mendeley they have different version. This is version, I'm not sure which version is this, but then yeah, we go first here. Mendeley is this not I already uploaded to the I already uploaded. So Mendeley is a free reference manager and academic social network. Reference manager is something that you use to cite or yeah to use for citation in your paper and can help you organize your research. Why we use Mendeley? Actually, when you're writing paper, sometimes it's not only when you're writing like your paper is not only one page, so you need to use Mendeley to help you in organizing your citation or your research because it will generate the paper details automatically, and then it will be very helpful for the researcher. And then this is the link. I assume all of you already download the Mendeley. So we go to here. You guys can try to open your Mendeley. So this is the first page or the first interface that you will see when you are already logged in like this one. This is my interface. First, you need to have you need to have like a journal paper, or you need to download a paper for your as an example. Let me find one first for you guys. No, it's big paper. Oh. Mm, okay, you guys, mm, you guys try to download this link. So we will use this PDF as an example. So you guys try to download first the PDF. So after you already downloaded, by right it shouldn't take long to download your PDF file. By the way, do you guys have any question regarding your Mendeley, or any of you haven't downloaded? This Mendeley or this software is very important for you for this course because you are going this to do your assignment later. So if you have any problem, you can ask me. Okay, and then already downloaded, right? So mm, mm. so okay, how you can add this the paper that you download just now to your Mendeley? You can go to here. On the top left of your page of your interface, you can see there's a import or add button here. So you can click this file, this button, and then you can browse the paper that you download just now. Download the paper. So today, okay, because I use the same paper. So the paper that you already added should be here. Actually, you can add many papers. So if you have more paper, you add, it will show here the list of your paper. So that's how you add the paper that you want to, the paper that you want to use for your research or you want to cite. Actually, there are kind of method that you can use to add paper. Like you can just drop, or here you can import, add file. Basically, but it's easy for you just add and browse for your file. So that one is how you're going to add paper to your Mendeley. Then next yeah, as you can see here, this is the example how you can add paper to your Mendeley. So here, as you can see here, this is the add button. Just now I said how you can add your paper, and then this is the content panel. Content panel is this part. If you have like 10 or more paper, it will all list out here in this panel, in this section. And then this is the details panel. Mm, the details panels. How you can view your panels is, for example, here, you need to click on your paper. You need to select which paper you want to view. And then after you click, you can see here, it will show the details of your paper, of your selected paper, the paper that you already uploaded just now. So from this section 2, you can see what is the journal name, and then which year or which volume in the journal, and then the page abstract. It will show you the details of the paper. And then okay, how we are going to use Mendeley as a citation manager. For this purpose or this function, how you're going to use Mendeley, you need to have a Microsoft Word. You need to use a Microsoft Word. And then on your panel here, you can go to reference. You can go to reference. So how you're going to link between the Mendeley and your Word is, okay, I'll show you example. By right, if you already downloaded the Mendeley, on your reference part, you will see this part here, Mendeley, open Mendeley. You can see something like this on your reference. So how you're going to use, okay, for example, this is your statement or your statement. How you're going to use it is, this is your cursor, right? And then you go to open Mendeley. Okay, it will open, wait. Hmm, this is open Mendeley. Open Mendeley. Again, open Mendeley. Site. Betul. Oh, no. You need to put your cursor first here, and then you need to insert citation. You click on insert citation, and then you go to Mendeley. And then, since I only have one paper here, so it will automatically select this one. But if you have like 10 paper or more than 100 paper, you need to select which paper that you want to cite. Okay, for example, I'll click on this. And then on the top of your panel, you see here, there's a cite button. I think you can refer to here too. Yeah, here in this note, you can see here. You go to Mendeley just now, and then you click on cite. So here is my paper. I only have one paper. Oh, sure. Ah, click here, insert citation, go to Mendeley. This is my paper, and then I cite my paper. Okay, so you see here, the Mendeley will help you to import the data, which is here is the writer of the paper. This is the writer of the paper, and then this is the year of the paper that published. So you don't need to manually go to this. You don't need you don't have to go manually to this paper and then write the writer of this paper. So you just can import your file. So you can see here, the name of the writer here is Bruno, this guy, and this person here. So it will import the writer of the paper and the year here. So far, guys, do you have any question? WPS Word can, what is WPS? Guys, I don't understand. Some of using. I'm not sure that one, but for this course, I think you need to use Microsoft Word. I think no, yeah, I think no too, because I think for this course, you will need a Microsoft Office. Later, the Mendeley app can add the extension to Library Office. I'm not sure, I'm not familiar with this I'm only familiar with Words. I never use Library Office or other software. But for those who don't have the Microsoft Word, later, because for this course, you need to use Microsoft Word. Later, I will forward to you guys a link, a Google. Right side Microsoft Word in taskbar. Left, right. Right. Noel, if you don't mind, can you turn on your mic? I don't see right side of
The taskbar. Right. Dry side.
here,
No. The one the
Mendeley.
W. No. The right side. Paling ujung.
Where is it? Oh, Noel, I don't get what is this actually? What is the WPS?
The one next to Microsoft. Microsoft.
You mean in the Microsoft in the Office Word here?
Ay, the one.
This one? Where's wait, huh? Let me Google first because I don't understand. Okay. WPS. Top left. Well, I think it's also have guys wait. Francis, please. I think I know already. Yeah, this one. Huh? Hmm. So, up. This one is it,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Let's see if we can use this one. Reference. Yeah, you can use this one too. Open mentally. But I'm not familiar with this one. You guys use this one can use Mendeley for those who already installed. Any of you guys can you or you guys already try using this one? Because how to insert hmm, to insert the paper to the Mendeley or to insert or to cite. Shak, can you share your screen? Can you share your screen? Hmm. Shak, you want to share your screen or how? I don't understand if you okay. This one is WPS. It's WPS insert. Mm. You already installed Mendeley? Okay, already. Yeah. But last night I didn't restart my PC. I don't think you need to restart your PC. But for WPS, I'm not sure how you use Mendeley. Open Mendeley, or is it? Table. Hmm. Uh, Siapa ni? Shak, can you write something first? You write something and then you try to, where's your Mendeley in the WPS? By right, it should be on your reference bar. Or reference tag. Rachel, last time you used Mendeley for WPS. Do you know how to use Mendeley for WPS? Never for WPS. I never use WPS2 for Mendeley on Crack Office. Oh, WPS. For those who don't have the, never mind, Shark, you can stop sharing. Thank you. Because I'm not sure how to use WPS Office. But basically, that's how you. I'm not sure too. I have this Mendeley here, but wait, let me Google first because I'm not sure too how to use site using. Oh, I think for WPS Office they need a plug-in. They need to plug in something. I'm not sure, but for those who don't have the Microsoft Word, I'll share a link for you later to request a key. But then whoever that want to use WPS, maybe you guys can Google how to use this Mendeley. I'm not sure because I never used Mendeley before. Rachel, you want to share? I think yeah, they need to like plug in something. So Rachel, can you, if you don't mind, can you share? I'm sorry guys, because I'm not familiar because I'm only using Microsoft Word for my writing. So I'm not familiar for other software. Yes, can see. Yes. Oh, oh, okay. I think different application you need to like plug in or during your installation you need to choose something. But then uh But then guys, for now, do you understand what's the purpose of Mendeley? Or regardless the application that you use or software that you use? Yeah, that one is Mendeley. So because for mine, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with other software application. I'm going to show you how to use Word. This is how you insert, how you use Word just now. Example. So yeah, that's how you're going to use the site. So this is the normal way. This is the common way for you to write a citation, but you have other okay. You have other way to write your citation or your format of your citation. So just now, it's how you add your paper and then how you insert citation using the Word, Microsoft Word, and then insert reference. Okay. If you already, you can see my screen, right? Okay. If you already, right, for example, this one just now, I already used this citation here in my paragraph. So I need to write what paper that I use here for my citation here, this one. So in the reference part, I will insert, yeah, insert bibliography here on the top here, insert bibliography. So this is the paper that I used to cite here. So you don't have to write this one. So you just go to insert bibliography and then it will automatically add here for your reference. Remember, change to Harvard too. Harvard is your, wait, yes, Miss, is insert reference also can buy insert reference? You mean at the reference? Yeah, can. Using this one just now. Actually, if you have more paper, it will ask you to select which paper you want to insert. But since I only have one paper here, so it will automatically upload my paper to here. This is the reference part. So that means this writer referring to this part. This is the paper for this researcher. And then remember, change to Harvard too. Okay. This is the formatting actually. For different university or different organization, you have different style of formatting. I think what he mean here by Rachel is the formatting. Is it, Rachel? Yeah, we use Harvard. Okay. So for TAR College, here, the formatting actually you can change here. Not here. I think, where is it? Under export as. No, you can change the format. It's here. Or is it here? Where is it? I forgot already. Where is the web? Let me check. Ah. Bibliography reference. Yeah, just now the style have more style. See first. This one, is it the format that you use? I'm not sure, but This is the, you can choose the style here, but this one, this IEEE, this is like a database, but they have their own style, IEEE. So you can choose your format here. Usually for paper in computer science, they're using IEEE, but it's okay. You use this style here. So, wait, the reference, this one is the bigger. Oh, oh, see, huh? Okay. Okay, so yeah, I was just playing with my that part because I forgot already. Have to recite. Yeah, just cite again. Mm, what do you mean by just cite again? Huh? Just cite again.
I mean, after you change the style, just cite again.
You mean like this one? You mean cite again? So this is the format of this one, right? So for Harvard, wait, wait, sign it. Yeah. So Harvard is Harvard. It's changing this one. Oh, okay, okay, understood. So yeah, okay, understood. Basically, that's how you're going to recite and use the reference. And then we exercise. Okay, for it, you need to do this exercise to see if you understand how to use Mendeley. Because currently in my Mendeley 2, Nora 2, okay, I want you guys to do this part. Later, I will pick randomly to show your answer. What is this actually? So I give you time to do this one first. I'll do it too. Uh, oh, so, follow. Um, Science. Mm, just- What is practice? It's mm. Guys, I want to ask you guys if anyone familiar with bulk text file. What is bulk text file? Rachel, do you know what is bulk text file? Have you ever used it? I never used it before too. Download the text file. Macam mana download the text file? Bulk text as reference. Text. That is. Okay. Guys, I'm not sure how it's got. Hmm, what is the idea? Noel, how you convert from this after you already convert, then the file should be in .bib, is it?
Actually, me also fail also. I just experimenting.
Because as from what I understand here, the bib file should be in .bib.
I think so.
But file to .bib.
You just
Yeah. Might convert to bib. File. Choose file. Hmm. Stop.
you trying to change PDF to BIB. Or if you export the PDF, it becomes BIB one.
But this one, no file chosen. No file chosen. And then how to convert? I mean, like I already export, right? Import the file. And then how can I convert it? Select the target format. Who just now? Who was talking just now? Is it you, Shak, just now?
Yeah. Yeah,
What do you mean? I don't understand. Can you show it? Because I'm not familiar with BIB.
I'm also not that familiar with suggesting things on in the desktop. You right click and then export the PDF. Doesn't it become BIB? Right.
You mean here?
No, in
In
the desktop, like the manager Mendeley desktop, the bottom.
here?
If you export it, it becomes BIB. Right click and then export.
Okay. Then where the file will go?
that one I'm not sure. My my computer can, my WPS cannot use the Mendeley also.
Oh, by the way, thank you. I'm not familiar with BIB or how. Let the deep text. Tools. Well, I think guys, for this exercise, right? They just want to, because I'm not familiar with this format of file. So I think it's regardless on what type of file you want, or what type of file you want to insert. They want to show the same function. They want you guys to understand how to use the Mendeley using the. They want you guys to understand how to write reference or citation using Mendeley. So anyone want to share? We can skip, I think, the BIP text file because I think this should be the type of file. Noel. Yes, you want to share your screen?
So
You
here
converted?
I already import the PDF. Then I right click. Then I click export. Then I send to my desktop here.
Oh.
Then I just rename anything ABC.
Then you need to
Then
import again.
no, and then yeah, already here we already have the output.
Or the file, the BIP file.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's it.
So you can drag this file to the Mendeley. Can you try to drag into your
Drag here.
Yeah. Cannot. Or can you please
Oh, cannot.
import the file, the BIP file to your Mendeley? Or cannot?
Yeah, this is Mendeley. Then I import. Cannot. Nothing happened.
So you cannot, yeah. I think I already converted one to just now, but I do not know or where it will go if I import that back to my Mendeley.
Oh,
Can
okay.
you just drag?
No. Oh, this one the PDF, not
Oh.
the BIB.
Oh.
So if BIB, nothing happened.
Yeah. But never mind. So Noel, have you done to I think guys, copy the resources from your master list into your current list, insert citation to document from manage source from manage sources. So since I'm not familiar with this text, or how can I import this text into the Mendeley, we'll do this one. So anyone want to share the screen, or anyone want to share if you already finished? No. So I'll just show mine. Copy manage from manage source at new source. Manage source. Manage source. File. View. Manage source. First manage source file. Forgot already. recently added. Anyone know or find the manage source? Wait, wait. Folder, this watch folder. Oh, this is the WebTech file. Oh. So, wait. Download. Okay. To find this now. This cannot. So, anyone know where's the manage source is in the Mendeley? Manage. So RC.
No.
Wait, I search. How do I manage? Source. Where's manage source? Publication. Manage source. Copy the resources from your master list into your current list. Insert the citation into a Word document. Manage source. Search for reference. Search for reference. From master list into your current list. Folder. Watch folder. Guys, I'm not sure where this section is. The watch. Or here. Manage source. Oh. So guys, this is I know already. So for this one, in manage source, you can go here, and then you go browse in your master list. Wait, think you browse for where is it just now? Hmm. This one is chicken. Where is it? That file is this. Which was this? I think, oh no, it's not I think. For this part, for this master list, for if you're not using Mendeley, for this part, you can have, because I cannot find my PDF just now. So example, this one. Source and reconnect open. This is not bibliography source file and cannot bibliography source. But actually, guys, the function of this paper, this function is you can, for example, you have many paper here in your desktop and you can import to this part. And then for your current list is any paper that you want to use for your particular document. That means you can divide them. This one is from your master list, all of your research, all of your paper here, and then you can copy them to here. So this paper will use for this document. Yeah, that is the difference between master list and current list. Master list is all of your journal. Current list is the paper that you want to cite in your document. So you guys, yeah, Rachel, I tried also just now. I have the BIB file, but I cannot import to the PDF. This one I will refer to a friend of mine. I think he's familiar with this Mendeley. I will explain to you guys later in our next practical. So for today class, do you have any question? Because
Maybe no.
yeah, better. So because for this first practical, we only need to teach you guys the overview of Mendeley and Microsoft Word. Later, maybe when you do your assignment, you will explore more function of this Mendeley and Microsoft Word. Just remove, I think can Mendeley just remove duplicate. Oh, Shark, for this Microsoft Word, later I will share with you a link to request what I said just now, to request for a key for Microsoft. Maybe tomorrow or today or tomorrow, but I'll share with you guys in the group. So anything else you want to ask? Can we all get the key? Sure, I will share the Google form. They will give you based on your, because the Google form will ask you the email address. So yeah, you can get the key. So since since no question, I think we will end our class here. Okay, guys, thank you.
Okay, Miss. Thank you.
Okay, Miss, thank you.